there is a moment God waits for. Not when you're strong, not when you still have a plan. He waits until your hands are empty, until every option has run out, until you finally stop trying to save yourself. That is not the moment you are finished. That is the moment He begins. Scripture shows this pattern again and again. People brought to the very edge, completely out of strength. And it is exactly there, in that emptiness, that God's greatest miracles break through. Stay until the end. The last story might be exactly what you are living through right now. Our first story begins with a woman named Hagar, cast out into the wilderness with her son, with nothing but a skin of water. The water ran out. The sun grew merciless. Her son grew weak, and Hagar could not bear to watch him die. So she placed him under a bush, walked a bowshot away, and sat down. "Let me not see the boy die," she wept. This was the end of her strength. She had nothing left to give her son, nothing left to give herself. And that is exactly when the angel of God called out to her from heaven. "What troubles you, Hagar? Do not be afraid." Then God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water that had been there all along, unseen, until her strength was gone. God did not send the miracle before she reached her limit. He sent it the moment she had nothing left. Because Hagar's story teaches us something we forget in our own wilderness. The well was never far away. It was her eyes that needed opening. Sometimes the miracle is not God creating something new. It is God finally letting you see what was there the whole time. But Hagar's wilderness is not the only place God waited. There is a much larger crowd who learned this lesson at the edge of the sea. The Israelites had just walked out of 400 years of slavery. Freedom was finally theirs, until Pharaoh's army appeared on the horizon. Ahead of them stood the sea. Behind them, an army bent on their destruction. There was nowhere left to run. Panic spread through the camp. "Were there no graves in Egypt?" they cried. "That you brought us here to die?" This was not a moment of strength. This was the total absence of options. No weapons, no way forward, no way back. And it was exactly there that Moses stood and said, "Do not be afraid. Stand firm and see the deliverance the Lord will provide." Then the sea split. Walls of water rising on either side, and dry ground appeared where there had only been despair. An entire nation walked through what should have been impossible, because the miracle came only after every human option had disappeared. This is the pattern again. Not before the crisis, not in the middle of it, but at the exact point where nothing human remained to be done. God let them walk all the way to the edge, so that when deliverance came, there would be no question of who did it. Your wilderness, your sea, your impossible moment, it may be shaped differently than theirs, but the pattern has never changed. Because there is one more story, one that goes even further than a dry sea. One where the strength that was gone was a heartbeat. This is the story of a man named Lazarus, and the 4 days that seemed to prove God had waited too long. Lazarus was sick, and his sisters, Mary and Martha, sent word to Jesus, "Lord, the one you love is ill." But Jesus did not come right away. He stayed 2 more days, and while he waited, Lazarus died. By the time Jesus arrived, Lazarus had been in the tomb 4 days. In that culture, 4 days meant one thing: there was no hope left. Martha ran to meet him, and grief spilled out of her. "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." This was not a delay by accident. This was a wait with a purpose so much greater than anyone standing there could imagine. Jesus wept, even knowing what he was about to do. He let himself feel the full weight of their grief. Then he walked to the tomb and said, "Take away the stone." And they rolled it back, revealing 4 days of decay. Jesus lifted his eyes and called out in a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out!" And the man who had been dead 4 days walked out, still wrapped in his burial cloths, alive. God did not arrive before the crisis. He did not arrive during the crisis. He arrived after everyone had declared it impossible. Because this was never about a sickness or a delay. It was about showing that his power has no limit, not even the limit of death. Hagar in the wilderness, a nation at the sea, a man 4 days in the grave, 3 different depths of hopelessness and one identical pattern. God is not afraid of your empty water skin, your parted sea, or your 4 days in the tomb. He specializes in exactly those places. So if your strength is gone tonight, if you have nothing left to give, hear this clearly. You are not too far gone for God to reach you. You are not disqualified by your exhaustion. You are not forgotten in your waiting. You are exactly where the miracle has always begun. The well was already there for Hagar. The path was already there for Israel. The resurrection was already prepared for Lazarus. Whatever you are facing right now, it is already prepared for. You just have not reached the moment yet where God reveals it. If this word reached you today, do not let it pass by. Type "I believe" in the comments so someone else scrolling past can see it too. And if you want to keep walking through scripture like this, stories that meet you exactly where your strength runs out, subscribe to Christian Chronicles now. Because your miracle is not behind you. It is waiting exactly where your strength runs out.